All right, so are you ready to dive deep into this manifestation stuff?
Let's do it.
Today, we're tackling Dr. John Demartini's 13-step formula.
Oh, yeah, the one from his article. What was it called?
The manifestation formula behind the law of attraction. It's pretty fascinating.
Yeah, and he says he's been using it for, forever.
Over 48 years.
Seriously.
Yeah, it makes you wonder, can a formula really unlock all this manifestation power?
Well, that's what we're here to find out, right?
Exactly. Let's break it down.
Okay, so first things first, Demartini's not just talking about wishing for, a fancy car or $1 million.
Right.
It's way deeper than that. He says you got to start by figuring out your unique purpose, like your mission in life.
Okay, so what drives you?
Exactly.
Yeah.
And it all comes down to your highest value, the thing that matters most to you.
So it's more about figuring out your why before you even think about the what.
Exactly. And the clearer you are about your values, the stronger your foundation for manifestation becomes. It's not just about fleeting desires or whatever. It's about aligning your dreams with what actually gives your life meaning.
I like that. So, for example, let's say someone's highest value is family.
Right.
What would their life purpose look like?
Well, their purpose might be all about building a super supportive environment for their family.
Mm-hmm.
Creating traditions, fostering strong bonds, or even just being present for those they love.
I can see that. It's like those little everyday moments that really matter.
And the coolest thing is Demartini offers this free value determination process on his website.
Really?
Yeah, it's like a quiz that helps you pinpoint your highest value, like a compass pointing you towards what really matters.
That's pretty neat. So once you have that clarity, that sense of purpose, what happens then?
Well, your thoughts naturally start gravitating towards it.
Oh, right. That's where step 2 comes in.
You got it.
Our dominant thoughts shape our reality.
It's like if I'm obsessed with fitness, all of a sudden I'm seeing workout gear everywhere I go.
Yeah.
It's not just that you're noticing things more, The more you focus on something, the more your brain actively seeks it out, like a feedback loop or something.
I see. So it's not just our perception.
No. Your thoughts influence your actions, your choices, even how you see the world. There's a ton of research on this.
But isn't there a chance that's just confirmation bias?
Sure, there's probably some of that. Our brains love to filter information to fit our beliefs. But there's also a bunch of research suggesting our thoughts, like our intentions, can actually have a measurable impact on reality. Which is pretty wild.
Okay, so let's say we've figured out our purpose. We're consciously directing our thoughts towards it. What then?
Well, naturally, you start visualizing it.
Like daydreaming.
Kind of.
Yeah.
But more intentional. That's step 3. And then you start affirming it, telling yourself it's going to happen. That's step 4.
So it's about creating this mental blueprint of what you want.
Exactly. You're basically imprinting it on your subconscious. And the more vivid those mental pictures are, the more powerful the effect.
That reminds me of the story Demartini tells about how he once described a scene so vividly that an artist who happened to be listening was inspired to paint it.
Oh, yeah, that one. It just shows the power of a clear, compelling vision.
And when you consistently visualize and affirm your goals, something interesting happens, right?
Yeah. You start tapping into what Demartini calls transcendent feelings.
Okay, that one sounds a little out there to me, if I'm being honest.
I get it. But
Yeah.
think about it like this. Have you ever been working on a project so into it that time just flew by?
Oh, all the time. Like when I'm editing an episode I'm really excited about, I can totally lose myself in it.
Exactly. You're in the zone. And that's what Demartini is talking about, is like this state of pure absorption and flow you get when you're totally aligned with your purpose.
So it's more than just feeling happy or excited. It's more profound.
Right. It's like you're connected to something bigger than yourself. And that connection fuels your actions and attracts the resources you need.
Okay, I'm starting to see how this all connects. You start with purpose, focus your thoughts, visualize, and then tap into those transcendent feelings. But how do you take it from your head and make it real?
That's where things get really interesting.
Tell me more.
We'll dive into that next time.
Okay, gotta keep us on the edge of our seats. I guess we'll have to wait for part 2 to find out how to bridge the gap between our thoughts and reality.
Exactly. But trust me, it's worth the wait.
All right, sounds good. See you then.
See ya.
Welcome back.
So we've got our purpose. We're focusing our thoughts, visualizing, tapping into those transcendent feelings. Sounds like smooth sailing, right?
Right. Full speed ahead to manifestation.
Well, not so fast. Like any journey, there can be some bumps in the road.
Oh, you mean like detours and flat tires on our manifestation road trip?
Exactly. And one of the biggest pitfalls is getting stuck on the how. Yeah, people get so fixated on figuring out every tiny detail of how their dream is going to manifest that they end up like paralyzed.
It's like trying to plan a cross-country road trip by mapping out every single gas station stop.
You got it. You're so busy with the logistics that you forget to actually enjoy the ride. Remember, the universe works in mysterious ways sometimes. Trust the process, focus on your why, and take inspired action.
So it's more about setting the intention and then trusting that the how will sort of work itself out.
Exactly. Just keep moving forward.
Okay, that makes sense. What else trips people up?
Oh, giving up too soon. Manifestation isn't always instant.
Yeah.
Sometimes it takes time, patience, persistent effort.
It's like that saying, Rome wasn't built in a day. You don't plant a seed and expect a giant oak tree to sprout overnight.
Exactly. We need to nurture our dreams, give them time and space to grow. But that can be tough, with all the instant gratification messages we see all the time.
Oh yeah, for sure. Everything's got to be fast these days. Speaking of tough, what about fear of failure? That can be a major roadblock, right? Like, what if it doesn't work out?
Oh, absolutely.
Like,
fear is powerful. But it's important to remember that failure is just part of learning,
it's not the end, it's just a stepping stone.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's feedback. It helps you learn, adjust, and keep going.
Yeah.
That's where having a good support system can really make a difference.
It's like having your own personal cheerleading squad.
Right. People who believe in you encourage you, especially when you're doubting yourself. A mentor, a friend, even an online community.
And don't forget about celebrating those small wins along the way.
Oh, absolutely. Every step forward, no matter how small, is a victory. It keeps you motivated, reinforces that belief that you can achieve your goals.
Creates that momentum. So we've talked about overcoming fear, embracing failure, building a support network, celebrating wins. Any other strategies for staying on track?
One thing that helps me is revisiting my vision board.
You mean like a collage with pictures of your dreams and stuff?
Yeah. Or even just my written goals. Keeps those mental pictures fresh,
Like creating a mental movie trailer of your dream life.
Exactly. And then visualizing yourself actually living it, experiencing the emotions, the successes, really feel it.
So we're talking full-on sensory immersion here.
The more you can embody those feelings of joy and gratitude and accomplishment, the more you align yourself with that reality.
But we're not talking about ignoring negative emotions, right?
No. Acknowledge them, process them, but then choose to focus on the positive. It's about shifting your mindset from scarcity to abundance, from fear to faith.
So it's action, positive self-talk, supportive relationships, and never forgetting those feelings of gratitude.
You got it. Gratitude is key. It's like the fuel that keeps the manifestation engine running.
I love that. So we've covered so much ground, steps, pitfalls, strategies, but there's one question that keeps popping up for me.
Okay, what is it?
If this formula is so powerful, why isn't everyone manifesting their dreams? What's the secret sauce that separates those who succeed from those who don't?
That's a great question, and it's one we'll tackle head-on in part 3. Stay tuned to uncover the deeper layers of manifestation.
Okay, so we're back, ready to uncover the secret sauce of manifestation. Why some people nail it while others, don't. What's the deal?
It's a really good question, and there isn't like one single answer, but I think a big part of it is how much your desires actually line up with your core values, like how congruent they are.
So it's not enough to just really, really want something.
Nope, not at all. It's got to be something you want for the right reasons that resonate deep down, with who you are at your core.
Okay, so let's say someone's highest value is freedom, but they're trying to manifest like a high-powered corporate job that requires them to work 60 hours a week.
Yeah, that's going to cause some serious inner turmoil.
Right, totally out of whack.
Exactly. That kind of misalignment, it creates this internal conflict that can totally sabotage your manifestation efforts.
Because your subconscious is like, wait a minute, this isn't right.
Right. It picks up on those inconsistencies and creates resistance.
So it's like trying to drive a car with one foot on the gas and the other on the brake.
Perfect analogy.
Yeah.
You're not going anywhere fast, and you might even wreck the engine.
And that engine is our manifestation mojo.
Exactly. That's why self-awareness is so important. You got to be honest with yourself about what you truly value.
And make sure your goals reflect those values, even if it means making tough choices.
You got it. And that leads to another key ingredient for successful manifestation, being cool with the journey, even when it's messy.
So it's not always a straight shot to the finish line?
Almost never. There will be bumps, Detours, wrong turns, you name it.
And how we deal with those bumps is what matters.
Absolutely. Resilience, adaptability, a good dose of perseverance. Those are the hallmarks of a master manifester.
It's like knowing your strengths and weaknesses, being open to learning and course correcting when you need to.
Exactly. And, this is where gratitude comes back in a big way.
Right. Because when you're grateful, you can handle those tough times better.
A grateful heart is a resilient heart. It helps you see the good, even when things are hard.
It's like gratitude is the oil that keeps the manifestation machine running smooth.
I love that. And if I could leave you with one last thought, it would be this. Manifestation isn't about forcing the universe to give you what you want. It's about aligning yourself with the flow of abundance, becoming a co-creator of your reality.
That's beautiful. So I have a question for you, our listener. If you could manifest anything in your life, what would it be? Think about it. And while you're at it, check out the resources we mentioned from Dr. Demartini's article. Give his formula a try and see what magic you can create. Thanks for joining us on The Deep Dive.